Right. Yeah.
Also, you guys, we have 32 containers. Let me go grab my watch. Yes, this chickening needs to do too. It's gonna go bad. Okay. I was gonna throw it out. Hey.
Hello, hello, welcome. Hey, hey. Hi, friends. So somebody just messaged me, so I just want to get back to them. I know, Michelle, you just messaged me, but somebody else just messaged me too. So I think because in the email, I said I was sending a link, and then I didn't send the link, and then I sent the email before I sent the link. So I just, like to confuse people, so sorry.
I don't know. She's really secret about it.
All right, so welcome, welcome. Hi, hi. I'm gonna go ahead and mute everybody. Awesome. Okay, we'll start in just a minute. This is Fat Yogi Flow, so this is a vinyasa flow class. So if you have a bolster, blanket blocks, have those ready and to the side. Today we are starting on our backs. We're gonna start with some core. We just love it so much and we just want to get it over with, right? Like so many things in life. Let's just get it over with. But it's so good for us. So, all right. I will open the screen in case the other people want to come in. And then let me make sure you can see my knee and my yoga mat. So I moved it. Okay, yay. All right, so if you got yourself all set up, go ahead and take a seat or lie down on your yoga mat. Plant your feet, bend your knees, feet to the floor. And let's tap into the breath. So as we begin, we're going to start on our backs. We could even allow our knees to just kind of rock back and forth. And then come to some stillness and even allow our hands to come out to the sides or up above. I like to even rest them on my belly. It brings attention to my breath. So once you find your position, take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. Let it all go. Deep inhale here. Open mouth, exhale. Let yourself sink into the mat. Close your eyes or have a super soft gaze if you haven't already. And let's just tap into our bodies here. So maybe wiggle the toes, give your calves a little flex-a-rooney, thighs a little flex, hips a little wiggle, belly some love. So just move up the body and just look for any places where we're holding tension. The shoulders is a place, so even me, my shoulders are almost next to my ears right now, so I'm going to lower them and just let my head sit up like the radiant thing that it is on top of my body. So taking the time to just kind of align myself properly. And then once you kind of find your alignment, tap into the breath. So take a deep inhale here through the nose, and then exhale through the nose. And seal your lips and begin to breathe through your nose. This should feel almost like an ocean wave. So slowing down the breath. Making the count be 4, 5, or 6. Finding that ujjayi breath. So as we go through our breathing, we can do a couple rounds together just so you know exactly what I'm saying. So take a deep inhale and then exhale. And then inhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Exhale through the nose, 2, 3, 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. And then begin to just find that rhythm that works for you. So if 4 was not enough, then try 5, maybe 6. Find the rhythm that feels the best for you today, right now. And as we flow through this, let's find how we're feeling. So I'm loving this intention of how am I feeling? So as we inhale, we think how am, and then exhale, I feeling. So tapping into, am I feeling like something emotionally, physically, spiritually? What am I feeling? How am I feeling it? Tap into it. So hopefully we can clear our minds. If it's a negative feeling, we can let it go. If it's a positive feeling, we can lean into it. So just taking a little bit of extra time here to tap into the breath and just kind of cement our intention for this class. So just a few more rounds of breath here. Breathing in and out, making it sound like an ocean wave. Finding that ujjayi breath. And as I say that, if you're like, what's that? Ujjayi just means a paced breath. So just finding a rhythm to the breath, slowing down the breathing. This is called like the life energy of breath, something like that. So translated from Sanskrit, ujjayi breath. So paced breath. Sanskrit's a funny language. So just find a few more and let go of anything that's not serving you right now. So if there's worry or stress, guilt, uncomfortableness, like tap into whatever you need to like let it go. And then if there's like happiness, joy, there's like caring and kindness and like realness, sincerity, like if that's popping through, like lean into that. So whatever's popping up for you, emotions, spirituality, physical, just How are you feeling? On that next exhale, bring your attention to center. You can keep your eyes closed here, and then just cross your left leg on top of your right knee. So it's like a figure 4. The left ankle crosses to the right knee. You can just stay here, stay still, and this is just slowly opening up the hip. Or you can begin to move your right knee to the left, or move the right knee to the right, finding like a little twisting action. Just kind of gently warming up, loosening up the hips, finding a little bit of movement. If you choose to move, make sure you flow with the breath. So as we inhale, we come to center. Exhale, fold to one side. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, fold to one side. Do that a couple more times. And just notice, like, if we connect the breath to movement, how it feels. It seems to flow. So that's kind of like the point of vinyasa. It's like to breathe, breath to movement. And then come to center on that next exhale and set your left foot down. Then right foot crosses over and we find figure 4 on the other side. And begin to rock if you did before. So exhale, come to center. Inhale, lower to the left. Exhale, come to center. And going back and forth, finding your flow here. And then all the while you can be thinking like, how am I feeling? And if a feeling came up that was very clear, maybe you lean into that for your intention. So maybe the feeling was sadness or joy or whatever. So take the time to just feel the feeling and maybe make it your intention. Like, I am joy, or I am peace, whatever it is. If you're feeling sad, it's okay. You can always lean into it. If you're feeling like you don't want to be sad, you can also just say, I am not ready, to express. You can come back to center and allow your legs to come down, and then just gently rock your legs back and forth, coming to center, and then bring both your hands behind your head, almost like we're doing a sit up here, because we are. Engage your core, and then slowly lift up your head for 10. Exhale on the up, come back down, exhale, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come back to center, rock your knees side to side. And then you can have the option to bring your knees up, feet up, kind of like you're sitting in a chair. And then bring your hands behind your head if you'd like. And then lift up your chest again for 10. And then exhale me up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and set it back down. Rock your knees side to side. And then on this next one, we reach both hands up. Palms are facing each other, but it's like, the distance between our chests is kind of separating our hands. And then both legs can come up into the air. So flex your feet or point your toes. You can also bend your knees so you can keep it back there, or you can plant your feet onto the mat. So lots of options here. And as we raise up, we are lifting our hands straight up into the air. So the tendency is to do this. That's not what we want. We want this, where our hands raise up. So for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and come back down. You can rock your knees side to side, or even bring your knees into chest and rock side to side this way. So you can kind of give your back a little massage. And then let's roll over and find our tabletop. So from tabletop here, spread your fingers and plant your knees and lift up your chest, lower your belly. Inhale, find a nice stretch on your belly, and then exhale, round your back. Let it feel really good here. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Flowing through a few cat-cows here. And then you could even add some organic movement. So if you want to kind of lean forward, bring the stretch into your wrists, lean back, rock side to side, just kind of gently warming up the body here. Just, you can find a little bit of a roll, like a wave or a barrel roll. Just make sure you go in the opposite direction as well. And then if you have blocks, you can grab them right now and use them. Put them at the front of your mat. You can use them. We're gonna do a downward facing dog, so plant them if you'd like. Otherwise, plant your hands into the mat. You can also stay onto your knees and just reach forward for the down dog, or you can tuck your toes, lift your hips, and press your hands into your mat, and then toes are into the mat. The goal here really is to, like, I find a lot of people like round through the back, so push through the hands. Really find that hinge in your hips. So stick your booty out. Relax your neck, look to the back of the mat. Engage your core and take some deep breaths here. And then on that next exhale, begin to walk your feet into your hands. And let's find a forward fold. So take your feet as wide as your mat, and then you can open up your knees a little bit and allow your belly to hang. And then once you find that, you can straighten your legs and find your forward fold. So chin to chest, you can even grab opposite elbows. Look to the back of the mat here and take some deep breaths. Go ahead and bend your knees and slowly roll all the way up. Finding your standing posture. So let's find our mountain. So shake it off. And then hands out to the side. Feet are planted firmly into the mat. And then think about how much weight you're putting into your feet. If you kind of like lean to the left, how it feels, lean to the right. Try to be center. Bend your knees slightly, tuck your core, tuck your pelvis, engage your core, shoulders down and back. And just find this type of a movement. So shoulders down, tuck your chin. If it feels good enough to close your eyes, go ahead and do that. Close your eyes. But if it doesn't, you can always keep them open. And just notice here, like, how does your body feel standing without looking anywhere? Are you noticing your body is swaying? And how cool is it that your body is still making sure that you stand? Kind of cool. Your body has you. So let's inhale. We can open our eyes and circle our arms all the way up to the top. And then exhale, we find a forward fold. Inhale, we find the half lift. So here, if you have blocks, you can use them too to just set your hands on blocks as you find your half lift. Scoot your booty back, so really stick it out. Engage your core, relax your neck. And then exhale, we fold. Inhale, we circle arms and bring them all the way up to the top. Press our palms together, and exhale, we come back to center. So that's half sun A. Let's do a full sun A. So inhale, we circle arms all the way up to the top. Exhale, we fold all the way down. Hands can come to blocks if you'd like, or to the mat. Inhale, we come up, find halfway lift. Exhale, we plant our hands on blocks or to the mat. If it's to the mat, I would say bend your knees a lot and step your feet back. So it's almost like weight in hands to step back, give you some leverage there. You can take the plank on toes or knees. I like knees. Untuck your toes. And think about that long line of energy. If this is too hard, you can always be in tabletop. So find a plank that works for you. On that next exhale, lower down an inch and push back up. And then just allow your hips to come forward to find upward facing dog. Maybe you come forward like this, maybe it's all the way down. Either way is good. And then exhale, we bend our knees and stick our hips back, and maybe we stay here for down dog. Or tuck toes, lift hips, push into hands, and find your downward facing dog on the toes. Relax your shoulders, look to the back of the mat. Take some deep breaths here, maybe wiggle the hips, you could walk your dog. Find that booty that sticks out. Begin to walk your feet into your hands. I don't know why I made those noises. Inhale, we upward face. Halfway lift. Exhale, we fold undistracted. Inhale, we rise. Circle arms all the way to the top. Press our palms together and come back to center. Let's take a deep breath here. Grab a sip of water if you need. And tap in. So if you lost your breath, this is a great time to kind of reconnect to your breath. So taking some deep inhales. And then before we get into the next set, let's just give our neighbors a high five because we're working hard already. I'm already sweating, so woohoo, that's the goal. Let's circle the arms all the way up to the top. Press our palms together, and then exhale, we fold all the way back down. Inhale, we rise and find our half lift. Exhale, we plant our hands to the mat or to the blocks, step our feet back, and find our plank. So any option of plank here, tabletop or traditional plank, you can lower down an inch or maybe all the way. Either way is good. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, we bend our knees. Maybe we stay here for down dog. Or push into the toes and lift your hips and find downward facing dog on the toes. Take some deep breaths here. Take your left foot to the middle of the mat. Right foot comes up, so you find three-legged. If you're on your knees, this is how it would look. Three-legged dog. So either way is good. Three-legged, bend your knees, shift your hips forward, and then set your knee down. And then set your back knee down. Front foot can move to the front. And then lift up off your back knee. And you find crescent. So let's hop into our crescents. We're gonna love crescent after today. We're gonna do every variation of crescent there is. You're gonna love it. Engage your core, squeeze your bum, and feel into your crescent. If you feel unstable in your crescent, you can always take your hands to blocks and set your knee down and have low lunge. So this is an option as well. So wherever you're at with your crescent lunge, let's be present here. How do I feel? Add your arms if you feel super strong. Spread your fingers, engage your core, lift your chest, shoulders away from ears here. And then bring your hands to your hips, and then let's open your legs wide and switch. We'll skip the goddess squats. We're gonna do enough of the lunges. And switch so that you find crescent on the other side. You can add your arms here if you'd like as well. So whatever you chose, take some deep breaths here. Feel into your crescent, engage your core, lift your hips, and then on that next exhale, lean forward and feel into this version of crescent. So it's like your torso is on your thigh, and then push into the back toe and then come back. So inhale, we push, exhale, we lean back, and then come all the way up, torso lifts. And let's do that one more time. So engage your core, lean forward, look at your big toe, torso can be touching your thigh here, and then exhale, push into the toe, so you just kind of lean forward, you're still on this back foot, and then exhale, we kind of hang back, and then inhale, we lean forward, and then on that next exhale, take the right foot to meet the left, and then shake it out, shake all the different parts out. Whew. And then let's plant our right foot to the front, left foot comes back. So find crescent, other side. We'll find that same leaning lunge. So this is essentially thunderbolt, right? So arms are down by your sides, but we can also keep them on the hips. And then we push off this back foot and then come back. And then exhale, we push off this back foot, come back, and then shift up. Take a deep inhale here. And then on that next exhale, we do it one more time. So we hinge down, maybe arms are down, and you're like, so as we push off the toe, we make the noise. We feel into it. We exhale, we come all the way up, and then step our left foot to meet the right, and we shake it out. Come to center, take a sip of water, regroup. Let's tap into it. Find your breath. Let's do some more crescents. That's not enough. All right, come back to the top of the mat. Inhale, we circle arms all the way to the top. Exhale. We fold all the way back down. Inhale, we rise and find our half lift. Exhale, we bend our knees and then plant our hands, step our feet to the back. Find our plank. Lower down an inch or all the way. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. This time I'll show you from your knees how we can do it. So take some deep breaths. If you're in down dog, be in down dog. So toes are tucked, hips are lifted. Press into the hands. Feel that strength in your arms. If you're in this version of down dog, push into your hands. Like you can engage your core here. You can push into the hands. You can feel strength in your arms right now. There's no reason why you can't engage this. On that next exhale, come up to tabletop if you're on knees, or we set our left foot to the middle of the mat, right foot comes up, finding a three-legged dog. And then exhale, we swing our right foot through, wherever it lands is good. We can set our back knee down and then move our front foot to the front. And then we can lift up off the back knee, or we can stay down. Either way is good. If we stay down, engage your core and push up. And then let's have the arms be the focus here. So add your arms, strong arms. We're pressing in. We're stretching our hips, engaging our core, and lifting. On that next exhale, bring your hands to your hips. And then go ahead and flip your crescent around. So if you're like this, we switch and go in this opposite direction. Your hands can be on your hips. And if you're on your knees, you can take both knees to the mat and then switch this way. So whichever version you like, go for it. Engage your core here, lift your chest. Maybe even look up as you lean into this crescent. Feel strong in this crescent. Take a deep inhale here and exhale. So feel strong in your crescent. And then on that next exhale, go ahead and step right foot to meet the left, or you can lift up off that back knee and then step right foot to meet the left and then shake it out. So we're back at standing. Let's work on a few back bends because peak pose will be crescent, if you haven't already noticed a theme. So full crescent is actually a back bend, making your legs and back and arms look like you're doing a crescent. So let's work on some back bending vibes. So as we're standing, let's plant our feet, take our hands to our hips, and just frame our spine here. Engage the core, lift the chest, and really think about lifting the chest versus just pushing forward, okay? No dumping here. This would be dumping. So engaging your core, lifting, and then arching. So feeling that lift in the spine, and then having that support where your hands are. Squeeze your elbows together, look up, and then exhale, we fold forward. Find your forward fold. Let it feel good. Crescent is a hard one. A lot of times people are like, let's start with Crescent. And really, it's just kind of a beginning pose. But then if you go in full Crescent, then your arms are behind you and you're like, what is happening? Bend your knees, roll all the way back up. So let's do that same thing again. And this time, we try to go a little bit deeper. Or you listen to your body and you go as deep as you can. So hands to your waist here. You also have an option, instead of hands to waist, you can just grasp like your fists like this. I have a hard time grasping like this, but if you have the accessibility to do this, you could bring your fists down like this, open up your chest and find your back bend like that. But you have to have the shoulder flexibility. So if you don't, like me, I like to keep my hands here where it's just framing the spine, and then we engage our core, we squeeze our elbows together, and then we look up, lift our chest, and find the back bend this way. So taking some deep breaths, engaging our core, lifting, 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 and then exhale, we round the back. This time we kind of stay high, and we're just kind of reaching as we roll our shoulders just slightly. So just finding this kind of a movement. So just to stretch the back. You could take your hands like this, and then push your shoulders forward. You can do it this way as well. So finding that little opposite stretch. So we have options here. Let's practice our crescent lunge in that lowest setting. So let's go ahead and go through and cycle through a vinyasa. So inhale, we circle arms all the way up to the top. Press our palms together. Exhale, we fold all the way back down. Inhale, we rise and find our half lift. Exhale, we fold. Plant your hands onto the mat and step our feet back. Find our plank. Lower down an inch or all the way. Inhale, we upward facing dog. Exhale, we downward facing dog. So whatever down dog that you like, be there. On that next exhale, plant your left foot to the mat. Right foot comes up. Find your three-legged, and then swing it through. Set your back knee down and move front foot to the front. And then keep your knee down. So we'll stay down in this version of Crescent. So low lunge, essentially. If you need something underneath this back knee, set yourself up for it. Grab something and let's be comfortable. Foot forward. This one, when we raise the arms, we're going to go into that back bend. So making sure we're supported. Let's keep our hands here for the first one. Let's not get knocked over. We're already gonna have lots of things against us in this pose. So just keep your hands here for the first one. And then squeeze our elbows together. Inhale, we look up. Remember, we lift our chest up. And then maybe our eyes find the ceiling. Maybe they look straight forward. So wherever you're at is perfect. Taking some deep inhales here. And then on that next exhale, we come back to center. We can round our shoulders as we're still in this pose. And then maybe we just press into our thigh, finding a really deep stretch. And maybe we look up again, finding a little bit more depth to the pose. And then press into the right foot. And you can bring your hands to the ground if you need and swing around that right leg. Now let's cycle through vinyasa. So go ahead and plant your hands onto the mat. Lower down in your chaturanga. Inhale, we come up for upward facing dog. And then exhale, we lift our hips up and find our downward facing dog. Take some deep breaths here. And you can do any version of down dog that I've done so far. So just listen to your body. Put your right foot to the middle of the mat, left foot comes up. And then exhale, we lift and swing it through as much as we can. Set your back knee down, front foot moves to the front. So let's remember, if we need a bolster blanket or something on under our knee, we get that, so we're comfortable. So find whatever you need. And then let's set ourselves up. So hands to our low back. Engage your core, and then begin to lift your chest up. The stretch isn't happening in the legs so much. They're there for stability. So the main stretch is the back. So finding this gorgeous back bend. Just looking up. I looked at the screen and I almost fell over. So that's what you get, Tiffany. Looking at the screen. Inhale, we look up. Tiffany, speaking to myself. And then exhale, we look forward. Come out of it. And then go ahead and sink your hips down and find that low lunge here. Sometimes I need to just like have a pep talk to myself in the middle of class because I can't listen to my own directions. Go ahead and bring both hands down, swing around your left leg. And then let's go ahead and cycle through another vinyasa. So on this next round, reminder, you can always come back to your knees. You don't have to come all the way up. If you're like gassed out, do your knees. It's all good. If you have some more in the tank, then let's go for it. This is peak pose. Let's lower down. Find your chaturanga. Inhale, we come upward facing dog. Exhale, bend knees, shift hips back. Find our downward facing dog. Take some deep breaths here. Feel into your posture. Bend your knees, really stick your booty out. Take your left foot to the middle of the mat. Right foot comes up for three-legged. And then swing your leg through. Set your back foot down. Front foot moves to the front. And then option to stay here. Or lift up off the back knee and find your crescent. So slowly lift your torso up. Hands to hips. And then on this one, bring your hands to your low back. And then engage your core, lift your chest, and find that fun little back bend. This makes it so much harder. So remember, you're balancing way more here. So really find a point. And all four corners of the feet need to be on the mat. And then go ahead and come out. Bring your hands to your hips. And then exhale, we bring our hands to the mat. Lower down the knee. And then swing around that right leg. This is our last vinyasa. So lower down. Inhale, we come upward facing dog. Exhale, we do downward facing dog. You can also do child's pose, like listen to your body. So take a couple of deep breaths here. You could do hero's pose. I'm choosing that. I'm listening. Okay, body, I need to catch my breath. So catch your breath. We got one more side to do, and then it's like we're golden. We're good. You get to cool down after this. So just one more side. It's gonna feel so good when we're done. We did all the hard work. This is the last little bit. Tuck our toes, lift our hips, find our downward facing dog when you're ready. And then go ahead and bring right foot in, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, swing it through. Set your back knee down, front foot to the front. And then lift up off that back knee, finding your crescent, other side. Feel strong in this crescent before you even start with the back bend. Lift your chest, engage your core. Then you add your hands. And then slowly begin to look up. Engage your core here. Squeeze your bum, squeeze everything. That's what's keeping you standing here. Press into that front knee. The toes, everything is digging into the mat. Feel that grounded feeling. On that next exhale, bring your hands to your hips. And then go ahead and lower back down. Hands to the ground. And then swing around your leg. And then let's just find a child's pose. Feel good about it. Knees can be open wide, head can meet the mat. You could also be in tabletop. You could have your forearms on the mat. You could be in hero's pose. You could even be on your back. This is just a chance to catch your breath, to kind of be like, good job. Good job. I made it. 4:36. We got this. We got this. We're only here for like 15 more minutes, and we're going to like fly through this last little set. You're going to wish you could go back and do it all over again. All right. Go ahead. Let's finish out the set. So let's come to a halfway lift. So just bring your feet forward. Find your halfway lift. We'll skip that last vinyasa. And then exhale, we fold. Inhale, we circle arms all the way up to the top. Press our palms together. And come to your heart center. And just take a deep breath here. So like, let's have that sound. So inhale. And then audible. Let it go. High five your neighbors. We awesome. Cheer them on. We love everybody here. We're all working hard. Let's come to the mat and find a seated pose. Okay, legs are just extended out in front. Take a sip of water if you need. And let's come down. Come down. So I'm going to take a sip of water, and then you can just kind of tap into the breath for a moment. And when I say water, I mean iced tea, which is not good, but that's what I have right next to me. All right. So on this next one, let's inhale, both arms come up, and then exhale. Be very passive here. So shoulders just kind of round. We reach. We allow our hands to just kind of come to the ground or to our shins. This isn't a super pulling forward pose. This is meant to just be like passive. Feel into your back. You're stretching your sides. You're just kind of allowing gravity to do its job here. On that next exhale, we push ourselves up. And let's find seated tree. So bring your left foot in to where your thigh is, or maybe to where your calf is. I always, you know, when I was in yoga classes, I never saw anybody say bring it to your calf for seated tree. And it's like, you do that for standing, but not for seated. Why not? It's so weird to me. So either way is good, because they're both seated tree. Flex your foot, take a little semi-twist to the right. Inhale, both arms come up, and then exhale, we reach forward. Maybe we land on shin, ankle, or toe. Wherever you're at is awesome. And then let's just try to tap into what we're feeling. How am I feeling now that we've been working hard? We had a focus. We worked hard through it. And we're feeling good, hopefully. So it feels like we worked hard and we deserve these last bit of stretches. Check in with yourself. On that next exhale, come all the way back up. And then extend your left leg and find that same pose other side. So either take the sole of your foot to the calf or to the thigh. Find a semi-twist over to the left to just kind of align your torso right over this leg here, the left leg, the one I'm gesturing at, this leg here, like I have more than two. Inhale, both arms come up, and then exhale, we reach forward. We find our shin, ankle, or toes. Let it feel good. I feel like seated tree where the sole of my foot is at my calf. I feel like I get a different stretch in my hip. It's like everybody wants to go deepest, 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 but like the deepest route isn't always the same. Like you're getting a different stretch depending on where your leg lands. So sometimes it's good to try something different, because then you might find that you're stretching something different, and more stretching is always awesome. Hopefully, usually. I keep using words, absolute words, but I need to say most of the time is awesome. Somebody like called me out for that the other day. On the next exhale, we come all the way up and then bring both feet in and we find our Baddha Konasana, so butterfly. And on this one, we can bring our feet close together. If you find that your knees aren't settling down on their own, they like to be up here and you're like, I got belly, I got boobs, I got knees, I can't reach. Extend your legs out in front. This should kind of settle your knees down a little bit. And then just begin to hinge forward. So this gives you more space for your belly too. I like having my legs out in front. So try it, see how it feels. If you like your feet more closely, you can always change it. So you could try one way and then bring feet closer, try the other way. I like to explore in bodies. So it's just kind of cool. And then it's like in your tool belt, like next time you practice yoga, it's like, well, I like to explore. I like to do this, then this in the pose, you know? And as long as the yoga instructor's there long enough, you can kind of do whatever. I mean, it's not disrespectful not to do it. It'd be kind of disrespectful if you just started doing handstands or something like that. But like just moving your feet in a different spot to make it more accessible, like any yoga instructor would be like, good job on you. And then on that next exhale, come all the way back up. And then let's extend both of the legs out to the sides. And we find a wide-legged forward fold. So flex our feet. And this time our hands come right in front of us. And then we slowly begin to walk our feet forward. And our hands eventually meet the earth. And we can just kind of keep walking until we find our edge. And we're going to be here for at least a minute. So take some deep breaths here. Tap into it, let it feel good. I was like going through all my stuff in my closet and I realized I only have like 2 pairs of Halloween leggings. And I'm like, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but like I sold LuLaRoe hardcore for like 2 years. And I was like, I only have 2 pairs of Halloween leggings after 2 full seasons of Halloween with LuLaRoe. I'm kind of disappointed in myself. So now I have to go and like message all these people like, hey, I need I need some LuLaRoe. You know anybody, tell me. But I don't think the Halloween leggings have come out for this year yet. But sometimes people will sell them earlier, like the old leggings. Just take some deep inhales and exhales. I don't even think I bought any last year. It's crazy. Their leggings are pretty magical. I will say that, at least a fresh pair. If you've never tried them, you should. They really don't offer any support. They're just comfortable, that's all. I could talk about like leggings all day long. Things I hate, things I don't like. And then on that next exhale, let's go ahead and come all the way back up and then let's find our backs. We definitely stretched our backs a lot, so let's find some good stretching, twisting stretching. So finding our back and bending our knees, allowing our feet to come to the mat, and we can just kind of rock our knees side to side once we find it. And then let's extend our right leg, left knee comes into chest, grab behind the left knee, and then help the left knee over to the right, finding supine twist. So take a deep inhale, maybe we come up a little bit, and then exhale, fold that much deeper. Take some deep breaths here and just notice like how you feel. Like I notice that I'm like holding on to something. I'm like tensing. I'm not like relaxing in the posture. So I'm going to lean back and then find the spot where I'm relaxing and then feel into the posture. Like it doesn't serve you if you're tensing up and your back is like not allowing you to let it twist. So find your edge and be there. And then come back and let your left hip meet the mat. And then you can rock your knees side to side. And then extend your left leg. You could also lift your hips and realign here. And then right knee comes into chest. Grab the right knee with the left leg and help it over to the left. Extend your right hand off to the right. Take a deep inhale. We lift our leg. Exhale, we twist. And we find supine twist on the other side. As we inhale, we might come up a little bit, and exhale, we twist a little bit deeper. On that next exhale, come back to center. And then once that right hip meets the mat, plant both the feet down, lift the hips, and then just allow your knees to rock side to side, or bring your knees into chest and rock both knees at the same time while your low back gets a bit of a massage. Plant your feet onto the mat and take your feet wider than the mat, so it's like the edge of your mat kind of is touching the inside of your foot, and allow your knees to just kind of come into each other, finding this like little triangle shape with your legs. So find this hip opener on this side. We worked our hips and our legs a lot today, our back, all that. So since we were doing back bends, just a friendly reminder, like make sure if you go to lift anything today, you should be super open. So just lift with caution. It's a really good excuse to ask somebody else to do it for you. So, oh, I just got finished with yoga and my teacher told me I can't lift anything. You're gonna have to bring me everything and wait on me hand and foot. You're welcome. So you can totally use that excuse tonight. And then go ahead and bring the soles of the feet together, and you can have your knees open wide. If this is pinchy on your back, go back to that reclined, broken warrior where the knees were coming in, or something else if you'd like. So option for a happy baby or a bridge. So let's just have 1 minute of free yogi playtime. If there's any pose that you haven't done yet and you're like itching to do it, like a plow or anything like that, and you know that it's part of your practice and you know how to do it safely, go ahead and go for it. So 1 full minute here, taking some deep inhales and exhales. So probably 2 more breaths. And then on that next exhale, go ahead and set yourself up for your Savasana. So whatever that looks like for you, it might be legs extended, it might be knees bent, it might be arms above or to your side, or something underneath your hips. So set yourself up for your Rockstar Savasana, like whatever that looks like for you. Be comfy cozy here. And this is an important part of the practice. You definitely don't want to skip it. This seals in the practice. This kind of cements everything in. So as we find our final resting posture, let's just hop into the breath 1 more time. Inhale, take a deep inhale. Open mouth, exhale. 1 more time, this time audible exhale. So inhale, open mouth. Let it go. Sink into the mat. Let the tension just roll off of your back. So as we slip into this final posture, close your eyes or have a soft gaze. Take the tension out of your neck and your shoulders, your jaw, your ears, the forehead, all the places where we like to hold tension. Let's let it go. Try to. And then clear your mind. Maybe be thinking about something like your favorite color. And maybe it's just a towel that's just kind of waving in the wind. And as we inhale and exhale, it moves. And we'll be here for like 3 minutes in silence. So if anything comes up, your monkey mind likes to work hard, just label it later, and you can get to it right when we're done. So we'll be silent for 3. Tap back into the breath. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Wiggle fingers and toes. Circle out wrists and ankles. Take both arms overhead for full body stretch. Let it feel sweet. And then roll over onto one side and find a seated pose. You can push your torso up and just gently find your posture. When you're ready, you can bring your hands to your heart center, tuck your chin and close your eyes. And thank yourself for showing up today and for being present and for thinking about those hard questions. Sometimes it's hard to even think about, how am I feeling? We forget to ask ourselves sometimes. Bring your thumbs to your third eye. The divine light inside of me honors the divine light inside of you. Namaste. Thank you so much. You guys were wonderful. That was a fun one. So it's every Tuesday now. We'll be doing class at this time. So I hope you can make it to next Tuesday's class. Bye. Thank you.